Hi, my name is Nancy. Welcome to my channel, Running with Scissors. Today's video, I have a little bit of exciting news. Don't go away. Last week, I entered a contest on Grace's channel, So Lovely with Grace. Well, you know when you enter contests, if you're like me, you never think you're going to win. In fact, when I was watching her draw out the name, I'm thinking to myself, I wonder who I'm going to be congratulating this time. Imagine my shock when she pulled my name out. I was sitting there, I looked, I went, you thought I was a little kid. It was exciting. Well, anyway, today in the mail, my prizes came. I thought I'd share them with you. She sent me this really pretty card with a nice little note in it. She sent me some bias binding, some white and some ivory. And a mouse pad that says, "So what?" And a sewing project book. But first I want to show you the one I've been using for this year. I'll be right back. Last year, Grace had recommended this sewing project logbook. I ordered it off of Amazon, and it's pretty full. There's a few pages left, but what I like about it, you just go through, and everything you make, you put a little swatch of your fabric, what pattern you used. You can make notes about what kind of fabric it is. Down at the bottom, there's stars where you can the stars, you can tell them the rating and the difficulty. If you think it's a great pattern, you can give it a lot of stars. If it's difficult, give it maybe 3 stars. But anyway, I've just about got the book filled up. So I was very surprised and excited when it's a new sewing project book. It's a little bit bigger, and it does the same thing. It's got pages in it where you can write whatever you need to know about what you did. Sewing machine settings, overlocker settings, if there's different settings than usual. There's fabric. There's even a place to put a sketch, but I'll probably, on the sketch, I don't draw that great, I would just put a piece of the fabric. So that way, when you're looking at what you've been doing, like I did with this book here, you can go back here and see what you made and what fabric you used. So this book will really come in handy. Thank you so much, Grace. She's great, and if you've never watched So Lovely with Grace, I'll put a link down to her channel, and if you've not watched her, you should. She's a real delight. Okay, the last time I was on, I talked about a couple things I'd cut out. One was this top, and that's that classic tee from Love Notions. Now the fabric is not the greatest. It's kind of a really thin. It was that fabric I told you that came like in a tube, so it's not my favorite fabric to sew with, but it came out kind of nice. I liked it. I did the hem with my cover stitch machine. That came out really, really nice. But the sleeves, I tried the cover stitch machine, and because they're so small, when I tried to run it through, it kept wanting to grab the back of it. It just wasn't working. So I ended up doing the sleeve hem with just the twin needle on my sewing machine, and that worked out fine. So that's what I made. And then I talked about the not the nightgown, but the pajamas I made for the 6-year-old granddaughter. This is my third one to make. I made a nightgown, and this is my second set of pajamas. Well, this pattern comes in a 7-14. Well, she's little, and I knew 7 would be too big for her. I mean, I've got her measurements and all. I'm thinking, hey, you know, it's just pajamas. Well, they swallowed her up. Remember I said I held them up and said I'm going to put the elastic around? When I put them around, you know, when you put the elastic, it's just supposed to be nicely gathered, and it was just all bunched up. So I thought I'm going to have to go smaller. So I went to my Joann's to see if they had this in the smaller, because if you look at the back of it, it does have a children's 3 to 6, and they didn't have it. And I had the lady there look on her computer to see if any of the other Joann's in my area had the smaller size, and they did not. So I came home. Of course, you get online. You hate to spend a lot of money on patterns, but I looked at different places, and I found one that was just under $9. I thought, well, okay. But then it said there was a 70% off sale. So I ended up getting this pattern for $3.15, which is about what you pay when you go to Joann's when they're having their, $2.99 sale. Now you can get the pattern in the paper pattern, or you can get it in PDF. Well, I decided I wanted to work on it quicker than I would get it in the mail, and I don't really mind, taping together and cutting out PDF. So I went ahead and ordered it, and based on our measurements, I went down three. Let me get my fingers up. 3 sizes, from a 7 to a 4. And it wasn't that hard. Now, the pants had already been put together. This is how I redone them. So what I did when I turned them inside out, I just used my rotary cutter and just cut along the seams, because I was going to make them smaller anyway. And then for the top, when I laid out the new pattern pieces, I laid them at the very top. So this part that had already been folded down and already been ironed down, I could still use what I'd already ironed down. I didn't have to do any more measuring, and then cut them out. She's tried them on, and they're ready to be hemmed. And then what I did with the top, I hadn't sewn anything yet, but I had cut it out, and it was really easy. I just laid out the piece, and then I took the size 4 piece and laid it on top of each piece, right in the middle, and then I cut around to make it the smaller size. And that's what this is here. There's the buttons I use. And she tried it on. I don't need to do anything different with the sleeves. I didn't need to cut them shorter. And so, of course, they're going to have elastic in the sleeves, and then hem the bottom. But I thought it came out pretty cute. I do want to get a label to put on the back of the pants, so that when there's no pockets, you don't always know which is the front and the back. And I do have some labels, but they're black, and I didn't want to put a black label, so I need to find me something with some pink or blue, or something more a light colored label. And that's what I've done this week. I put this top together, got the pajamas almost done, other than the hemming and putting the elastic around the wrist, and of course today receiving my prize in the mail from Grace. That's always exciting. Now, what's coming up? I know a lot of people are doing the Vlogmas. I did it last year. Now, last year, if you watched my channel this time last year, I had bought this. It was a house with little doors in it, and inside each door was a sewing notion for every day. And that was fun, and I used quite a few of those sewing notions. The one I use the most is the seam ripper, of course. So anyway, I wanted to do it again, but I want to do something different. So I'm online looking for, Googling, advent calendars, sewing advent calendars, and I found one. And I'll explain it to you on Sunday, which is December 1st. But what it is, they're PDF patterns. When I bought it, you can't get into it. They've got it kind of locked. You buy it, but they will unlock each one day by day. So like December 1st is Sunday, I can't unlock that first door till Sunday. That way I can't look ahead and cheat. So, but I will show that to you Sunday. When I pull it up, there's all these little pretty doors, and they all have numbers on them. And so I said on Sunday I will click, and there'll be a pattern. Now, I don't know what kind of patterns. I don't know if they're going to be all garment patterns. Will there be some craft patterns? I don't know. I've never done this before. So I'm kind of excited to see what each day brings and what kind of pattern. Of course, I'm going to have to make them. So then I was thinking maybe what I'll do, because I won't have time to make each pattern day by day by day during December. What I could do is maybe in January put those 24 patterns on my Wheel of Fate and spin it, and then I will work on whatever pattern that comes up, that came up. Or I could just do them, in order, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe just do them in order, not even spin a wheel. We'll just see. First I have to see what the patterns are. I have no idea if they're complicated, if they're just, simple little patterns. I don't know. So, but I'll explain all that and show you the doors on my video on Sunday on the 1st. Okay, well, that's what I've got for you today. Been a exciting, busy week. My family, they were all over here today. Today's Friday for Thanksgiving. We always have ours on Friday because my son and his family and my daughter and her family, they all go to the in-laws on Thursday. And so it just worked out really well for us to do that on Friday. So everybody was here today for lunch, for Thanksgiving lunch the day after. So, well, I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I know we all have so many things to be thankful for. So, you all take care, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye. God bless.